All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome. If you're new, thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for waiting patiently as always for the intro to finish up there. Hope everybody is doing well on this Tuesday. Unknown, you want me to talk about Days Gone first? Yep. Days Gone Remastered. The announcement of the generation seemingly closing in. But, yeah, I don't know. We could start with that, maybe. We could start with that. I see Mrs. MBG in the chat. She says, new emojis, check it out. Oh, yeah, there are new emotes. Decided to just change it up a little bit. Can you guess all the games? Can you guess every game? Those are the new emotes for channel members. I'm curious to see if somebody can guess every game. But yeah, welcome back to the stream. We have some topics to go over and discuss today. We're talking about Sony and what they may or may not reveal. Well, yeah, I guess what they may not reveal at the Game Awards. There's a couple things seemingly beginning to leak out. We'll talk about that. Talking about this new GTA 6 report. Talking about Days Gone Remastered, which is one of the things that seemingly might be at the Game Awards. We're talking about Helldivers 2. Navads, you're saying I could. I just don't want to type all of them. I believe you. I believe you. All right, so you may notice the member goal. Member goal. 1,200 members. I expect to get 1,200 members today. If we don't get 1,200 members today, I'm retiring. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. 1,200 members by the end of the month. If we hit this goal, we will do an official Mrs. MBG reveal. So it is in your hands. It is in the community's hands. You can make it happen. You could make it not happen. It's your choice. But I made sure to put when the member goal ends, so that way people don't think it's a lofty target. I agree, but it's a big deal, you know. To me, the Mrs. MBG reveal is a big deal. It's almost as big a deal as the head reveal, you know. I mean, I asked you guys to get us to 100,000 subscribers to make that happen, and you did, and so you were rewarded. Now we'll move on to the next thing here. MBG, check out your PlayStation wrap up. What is that? PlayStation wrap. Oh, is that thing they do at the end of the year? Yeah, I might check that. I don't know. Maybe I'll check that out later. I forgot about that. Yeah. So we'll only see her once, like the bald head. Well, I don't know, man. Probably not. The day Mrs. MBG is officially revealed on the channel, she'll probably, you know, it'll stay that way. You know what I mean? Show us proof. Yeah, I'll show you when we hit 1,200 members and it's revealed that Mrs. MBG isn't real. It's just an AI. Are we going to talk about GTA going woke? Probably not, dude. I mean, more member farming. Is this your game of the year? It is. Member Farming Simulator 2024, game of the year. Days Gone Remastered is a joke, right? Seemingly not, no. I don't think so. Days Gone Remaster is seemingly real. Why do people think GTA 6 will be shown at the Game Awards? It's not happening. I have my doubts. I have my doubts that GTA 6 is going to show up at the Game Awards. Rockstar really doesn't need to show up at the Game Awards. They just don't have to. Sony stock is up, like up. It sounds, yeah, it seems like there's some kind of major announcement that is about to take place. Sony's stock in Japan is like the highest it's been since 2000. 24 years ago. It's the highest it's been in 24 years. Something is going on. If I had to guess, very likely the Katakawa deal is about to be finalized and locked in. But yeah, something's definitely going on. Saying forget about GTA 6 this year. You think they're going to end the year without showing more GTA 6? They could do that. Yeah, I mean, Rockstar could do whatever they want, dude. I'll be honest. They operate on their own time, and I mean, there's this general expectation, I would say, in December, but saying probably insider trading. They better not delay it. Mr. Bills, I did see the 28 years later trailer. Yeah, it looks awesome. 28 days later and 28 weeks later are like some of the best movies ever. And I never thought we'd actually get a 28 years later, but I did see the trailer. It looks sick, dude. I can't wait for that. Yeah. Did you see Grand Taking Ages 6 on the PlayStation Store? I did, yeah. I actually put out 2 really short videos yesterday. I was just kind of messing around a little bit, and I didn't really like the way they turned out. But yeah, I did see that. It's so stupid, man. Do you think GTA 6 might be at the next Sony show? I don't think so, man. I don't think GTA 6 is going to show up at any of these events. I mean, maybe the Game Awards. I feel like there's a slight chance the Game Awards, but I just don't see it happening, dude. Jazz Corden tweeted that we'll have epic multi-platform games shown in the Game Awards. Well, 2 big games that were confirmed for the Game Awards already is Borderlands 4 as well as Mafia, the Old Country. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Trying to. Oh my god, it's too bright. My eyes. My eyes. Post this in there. If it's not Knack 3, it's not meant to be. Max Payne remakes? Oh yeah, that they could show up actually. Yeah. Death Stranding date reveal. Have you noticed the fake AI games in the PlayStation Store? No, because I don't browse the PlayStation Store. I don't even bother. The PlayStation Store has become such a shit show. I don't even check it out. Like I'll go to the PlayStation Store tab and just kind of scroll down to see like what is there in the main page. But that's it. I don't go beyond that because I know it's just like 90% garbage. All 3 platforms have absolute trash on their stores. I know, dude. I wish they would clean it up. I really wish they would clean it up. Like, what is this shit? Jeff is oddly quiet. Usually he tries tempering expectations. Well, I'll tell you what, if he did secure some major reveals, he's doing it right. He's not saying anything. He's not telling you to be excited. He's not telling you not to be excited. He's just not saying anything. He's just going to let the show speak for itself. And I think if he really did, like, you know, secure some major announcements, then I think that's the best way to handle it. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2, GTA 6, and Ghost of Yotei, and Mafia will have a lot of big games next year. How will they all fit into next year and stay clear of GTA 6? Well, I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to. You know, I think something's going to have to give. I think some games are going to have to get delayed into 2026, even if it is just because of GTA 6. Or if you're saying you'll lose your shit if either Witcher 4 and Our Dog's new game show up. Well, one of the things that apparently is going to show up at the Game Awards, based off of what I can tell, is Helldivers 2. So we got the leak that there's a Helldivers 2 DualSense that's going to be revealed very soon, very likely at the Game Awards. But apparently, over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, somebody with some knowledge, I guess, they were like, listen, the next like major content drop for Helldivers 2 is going to be shown very soon. And it's going to be it's going to feature a new faction. And it's going to be called like Omens of Tyranny or something like that. And apparently it's going to be a shadow drop. If the rumor is true, it's going to be a shadow drop at the Game Awards where it's going to be out now. And that's pretty awesome. I'll be really curious to see like how significant this content drop is, because the fact that Sony's going to be announcing like a controller alongside of it makes me think like this might be like a second push for the game, like a really big one. Maybe not. It's hard to say, but that'll be pretty cool. So I think that's going to show up at the Game Awards. But talking about the Days Gone remaster, we heard earlier this year, like a couple of months ago, that apparently a Days Gone remaster is in the works. It is real. It's in the works. It's coming. And there are now some rumors beginning to circulate that this is going to be one of the games that Sony announces at the Game Awards, which I would be okay with that. But man, people are going to be pissed. That's going to be a bad way for Sony to end the year, to be honest. Michael Lynch, you're saying GTA 6, on one hand, I'm a gamer and I say, quit messing with our games. On the other hand, I can understand lightening up on making fun of minorities. They probably get shit all the time in real life. So talking about the GTA 6 report, Michael, first off, thank you for the $10 super chat. But yeah, the idea that, so basically part of this GTA 6 report is that Jason Schreier is reporting, I should say, that they're not going to be, let me see, they're going to be less crude. GTA 6 will be less crude towards minorities. So they're going to be toning down the jokes. I guess they're not going to be punching down as much. And my feelings on this are kind of 50-50. Like, I can see both sides of it, because on one hand, I'll be real with you guys. It doesn't upset me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm not like, if Rockstar was like, we're not going to be making fun of people anymore, really. Like, we're just not really going to do that. I'd be like, okay. Is your game still going to be really good and fun to play? Because that's what I care about. Like, and I just say this because when GTA as a series comes to mind for me, the silliness of it, the ridiculousness is definitely part of it. Like, making fun of shit is definitely part of it. But I can't sit here and say that, like, if they were to earnestly, like, say we are not doing that anymore, then I'd be like, well, I'm not excited anymore. I have no interest. No, I might. I mean, if it's like, if it becomes cringe and annoying and weird with what they're doing, then yeah, I would say I prefer the other way. But that's I guess what I'm trying to say is like, that's never why I played GTA. I did always find it funny though. So if the game becomes less funny, that's something. What's up, Corey? Unico, you're saying Vice City was all parody. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. It was like kind of over the top. But here's I want to explain something here. I think I know what's going on here. And like, why would they make this transition? I think some people think they're going to make this transition because it's like, oh, they're woke or whatever. I'm not so sure. And Corey the Legend Landiga comes in and drops a 20 bomb. 20 bomb from Corey. He's kicking off the insane month-long goal. Corey's like, we could do it, guys. I'll get us started. Mr. Landiga, thank you so much for that, buddy.
Holy shit.
Trying to see if I recognize anybody who's getting gifted here. Mini Time Official's like 1,200. That's for the entire month. Yes. That's not a typo. Listen, we don't have to hit 1,200. It's not mandatory. But if you guys want an official Mrs. MBG reveal, then we have 3 weeks. 3 weeks as a community to hit 1,200. Can we do it? Let me add that. By the way, since we are at 20 members now, we will still feed the beast if we hit 25, just to be clear. Obviously, I'm not going to change that. Oops. My God, what is wrong with this? Uh, 2K members for MBG to play Concord. Can't even play it, bro. Corey says, let's fucking go. Instant Messenger Sama says, I'm glad it's over. We're not in the B movie territory anymore. I mean, that's the thing here is what I was going to say is I think people have this idea that like, if this is what Rockstar chose to do, it means they're going woke. And it's like, not necessarily. It just might mean that basically what we are going to see in the game, like go watch that trailer. I feel like when you watch the GTA 6 trailer, look at the absurdity of it. Look at the nonsense that's on display. It's laughable. It's funny. It's like, whoa, this looks insane. Guess what? That's what the world looks like in 2024. It's not a joke anymore because it's real. The joke has become the reality. And so I think one of the reasons they might be toning it down when making fun of minorities, if I had to guess, maybe this is trying to see the glass half full, is because I think Rockstar maybe realizes, listen, all the things that we would basically satirize, all the things that we would try to make, turn into satire, we can't because that's just real life now. And so all that's really left is to punch down. And if we just do that, it might create a certain look at this point in time. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the reasoning. It's just when you see that, again, if you rewatch that trailer, Corey's saying we must summon the boss. I know he's in here. Boss, Corey wants to see you, man. He just dropped 20 memberships to see you. Come on. Least you could do is show up. Show up for work. Come on, boss. Oh my God. Luna comes out immediately. Please don't fight. And Corey drops another 5 bomb. Corey wasn't kidding. He's like, we need to summon boss, bro. We need to get boss in here. All right. Boss, Come on. Come on, come get your treats. Corey got you, bro. He got you. Nice and quick. He's going to make sure you get fed. All right, he's being... Oh, there we go.
Boasty read me. It's time to feed the beast.
Corey, thank you so much for that, man. That's 25 members gifted from you alone. Let me add that to the counter here. Good stuff. Good stuff. So we're feeding the beast nice and early. Bruno, you're saying that Corey guy, I heard he's a legend. He is. He's a legend around these parts. Oh, I forgot to set this goal too. You know what? We'll do that next time. The super chat goal. I'll keep track of the super chats. If we get 20 super chats, we'll dole out some more snacks. But yeah, man, I think people are jumping the gun with GTA 6 ultimately. I think that's really just all I'm trying to communicate. I understand that people are fearful that if GTA 6, if it removes certain aspects that were there previously in terms of its writing and its humor, if they remove that, it's going to remove like an integral part of Grand Theft Auto's DNA and what makes Grand Theft Auto Grand Theft Auto. Oh, yeah. By the way, Mrs. MBG saying you said 50 members, you'll do reps again. Yeah, so I do want to confirm to you guys, I did get my abdomen checked out, and I'm happy to report I do not have a hernia of any kind. So we can start doing reps again when we hit 50 members. I had to stop that for a little while until I got checked out, so we're good to go, which is good news because I get to lift again in general and start working out again. So good news. Definitely a W there. Back to the roots. That's so funny. Thank you for reminding me, Mrs. MBG. I almost forgot to mention that. Michael says, oh shit, here we go with the OnlyFans again. I mean, hey, you gotta give the people what they want. Time to retire, old MBG? Hopefully not yet. Hopefully not yet. JMR saying you've been playing Silent Hill 2 and you just got past the whisper room. I shat myself. Yeah, that was so weird, dude. It definitely caught me off guard. Because I guess I like forgot about it or just like wasn't thinking of it. When I got to that section, I was literally looking around like, what was that? Me. Lady K with a $5 super chat says, glad to hear that, Mr. MBG. Well, thank you, Lady K. I was glad too. That was a relief. Yeah, I was pretty worried I had a bad like hiatal hernia or something. And Hellbound 1981, another legend comes in and drops another 5-bomb. Hellbound 1981 showing more support for the community. And just like that, we are at 30 members. So yeah, like I said, guys, we have a major goal we're striving for this month. But we have plenty of time. So anything you guys contribute member-wise will go to this goal. We have until the last day of December. And yeah. So we'll keep pushing for that. Thank you so much, Hellbound. Add that to the counter. And we have Cypherpunk with a super chat, and he says, Sony made Kratos a pussy for God of War 2018 compared to what he was. Times changed. GTA just doing the same for the current climate. I mean, it's a hard disagree for me there, Cypherpunk. Hard disagree. I mean, did they make Kratos softer? For sure. But, I mean, you know, you're calling him a pussy. I don't know that I would call him a pussy. To me, it's just a natural progression of character, you know? It's kind of like if you see a you know, like a 45 or 50-year-old man who is rampaging around like they were when they were 22, you know? Gotta get. It's like at some point you gotta temper yourself. And it doesn't mean, I mean, I don't think it means you're a pussy. I think it just means that you learn that well, I don't know. It kind of always reminds me of the scene in God of War 2018 when he talks to Atreus about anger and how it's basically like a tool that you can use, but you got to know how to use it, and you can only use it if you have it under control. And that to me is what's the bit like that is one of the most important quotes from God of War 2018 because it goes to show like that's the pivotal change in Kratos as a character to where like younger Kratos, he didn't view it as a tool. It's just, it was what it was. It was just the raw emotion, totally untethered. And it did make him pretty badass. Yeah, for sure. I do agree with that. Made him pretty badass, made him extremely intimidating. But I don't know. To be frank, I do like the Kratos from God of War 2018 and Ragnarok better. I don't know. I guess it feels a little bit more relatable to me, but I also understand why a lot of people do appreciate younger Kratos more, and they like the original games better. But they both exist, you know. And also I think that's what made I don't know, man. Cyberpunk. I don't know if you played the God of War Ragnarok Valhalla DLC, but if you didn't, I highly recommend it, man. I highly recommend it. It was done so well. So well. Full circle. And Paul Ganell comes in. Paul drops another 5 bomb on the community. Paul keeping the train going today. Let's get some W's in the chat for Paul. He helps contribute to the goal here, and he brings us up to 35 on the day. So, I mean, guys, we are on our way to doing some serious chip damage, I would say, to this goal, even just the first day we started, which is great to see. So, Paul, thank you so much for that. Hopefully you guys can see that clearly. I don't know if we're at 35. Hopefully that's coming through clearly. Mrs. MBG's like member train. Yeah, Mrs. MBG's excited. She's definitely hoping we hit the goal before the end of the month. We have Michael Lynch with another super chat. He says, when did being a father and teaching your son lessons become soft? It's not. Quit acting ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I think people say like Kratos softened up because a lot of the things he does and a lot of the ways he behaves in the newer games are like completely antithetical to like the character we've grown to know. But I'm in complete agreement with you there, Michael. I don't think, I mean, I don't even know that I would consider that like going soft, right? Like it's just, I do honestly think it's a bit immature for people to view it that way because I don't think that it's not a bad thing. Like it's a good thing. What Kratos is doing is a good thing, and it's a difficult thing. And Corey the Legend comes in and drops another 10 bomb on the community. Corey is popping off today. He came in ready to do some heavy lifting for the community. He's making his presence known. Yeah, he's going beast mode today. More W's in the chat for Corey. Thank you so much, man. That brings us up to 45 members. So, guys, already at 45. Love to see it. 5 more, and it takes us to 50. And let me see. What do I have here? Oh, by the way, so it did update. I do have some gifts I can give out myself as well. So if we hit 50, I'll drop 5. Okay. Yeah. I also forgot to mention it's because I've been struggling to keep up with everything, but we do have a lot of new subscribers on the channel. And I've been noticing that a lot of people are tuning into the streams and they're not like 100% familiar with how it works. So I got to get used to reminding everybody again, if you are new here and you don't know how the membership gifting thing works, make sure you opt in to receive a membership. You do this by clicking any of the icons up top. Click the gift icons. If you're not opted in, it will ask you if you want to. And so what it will do is allow you to potentially receive a free membership. And when you gain access to the membership, it's a month, totally on the house, no strings attached, and you get to access all the members' content. You get the emojis, you get the badge. So I got to get better at just kind of saying that again, because we do have new viewers here and new subs. Kratos' age is 1,055 years. That explains it. Yeah, I mean, at some point, he's gonna mature a little bit, Cypherpunk, you're saying if Kratos was a good dad, he'd be putting cigars out on Atreus. Cypherpunk, I feel so sorry for you, man. Unreal, Cypherpunk. No, dude. Hatless weightlifting. Dude, Sergeant is like, be better. You got to be kidding me. See, there's too many unhinged people that just, don't ever. I hope you guys never become like storytellers or writers, because my God. But thank you for the super chat, Cypherpunk. I did just want to say, by the way, since we are at 45 members, if we hit 50, I'll be able to gift 5 members back to you guys. And if we do end up hitting 100 at some point, I can drop another 5 for you. Corey says, got to understand rage is easy. Guidance requires patience, and patience is tough, especially when contending against arrogance. Yeah, I mean, patience is the hard part, for sure, dude. No doubt. No doubt about it. Phoenix Strong says, Elder Scrolls 6 at the Game Awards? It could show up, man. It's been long enough. I mean, when was the Elder Scrolls 6 revealed? It was like years ago at this point, so... it seems like the right time. GTA 6 or the Elder Scrolls 6 at the Game Awards, I think both are possible, but I would say, honestly, between the two, I'd say the Elder Scrolls 6 might be more realistic. Truthfully. I don't know, man. I just get this feeling like, when I ask myself, like, why would Rockstar give Jeff Keighley trailer 2? Why would he do that? I mean, there is one reason, and that one reason is pretty simple. It's that the Game Awards does get incredible viewership. So if Rockstar is looking to just get mass exposure very easily, that's an easy way to do it. But I also kind of hope GTA 6 kind of isn't at, I mean, I don't know, I'm 50-50 on it. I want GTA 6 to show up at the Game Awards, but at the same time, if GTA 6 shows up at the Game Awards, nobody cares about literally anything else that was shown. It sucks all the oxygen out of the room instantly. And that's why I kind of feel like I would prefer Rockstar, if they're going to show GTA 6 soon, maybe a couple days after, the next week, something like that. It just feels almost unfair to everything else that's going to be shown. If they show up, it'll be a huge favor. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, I don't think they well, it's not that I don't think. They definitely don't need the Game Awards. They can do things on their own time. TO on tap, you're saying MGS Delta release date at the Game Awards? I would love that, but I don't think it's going to happen. The reason being is the Game Awards is a Jeff Keighley show, and Jeff Keighley has a great disdain for Konami. And I think as long as Jeff is in charge of these events, I don't think Konami is welcome at them. Because I mean, Kojima is going to be there as a presenter. You know what I mean? It's I don't think Jeff wants anything to do with Konami. So I think if we get a Metal Gear Solid Delta release date, I actually think it's more likely to show up at like the next Sony State of Play or something like that, which would be great. But yeah, no Konami at the Game Awards. Then again, I mean, Silent Hill 2 was up for quite a few different awards, so maybe Jeff has kind of passed that now. I mean, it has been a long time. It's been pretty much like a decade almost at this point. So maybe both Jeff and Kojima have moved on, and maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they will welcome Konami to the Game Awards. I would love to see that. Todd Howard confirmed he'll be there. Maybe something from Bethesda. I think that's what's leading some people to think that maybe the Elder Scrolls 6 will show up. Cypherpunk is saying mass exposure at the Game Awards. LOL trailer 1 has over 200 million views. Rockstar will never use another platform for their own stuff. Well, I mean, that's when I say mass exposure, I guess what I mean is that like everybody's already looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you already have millions of eyes automatically. But yeah, like you're saying, Rockstar can get that on their own. They don't need. I mean, the truth is, Rockstar is at a point with GTA 6 where they could create their own event, and that event is literally just to tune in to watch trailer number 2, and it would probably get more viewership than the Game Awards. So I am in agreement here, Cypherpunk. I do think that Rockstar has more leverage than anything else in the industry. So they don't have to do anything they don't want to, including showing GTA this year. They could just wait till next year. And the drum man, you're saying, are you intentionally skipping my comments? No, I'm not skipping anybody's comments. It's just, it's hard to keep my thoughts in order while simultaneously reading the chat. I saw that, Cole. Yeah, I saw that. Last of Us 2 trailer or season 2 trailer. Yeah, I think that'll show up. I could even see The Last of Us Part 2 PC announcement showing up. Very unexciting. I mean, I think it's the question I think I have for Sony is like, do they have anything really exciting that they're preparing? Or is it just going to be kind of, here's Helldivers 2, which is great. Welcome that. Helldivers 2 update, Helldivers 2 controller. Here's trailer for season 2 of The Last of Us. I don't know, maybe I don't want to make it sound like another Death Stranding trailer wouldn't be awesome. I'd definitely welcome that. That'd be exciting. But I would say that in terms of my expectations for the Game Awards, in terms of like the big announcement from Sony, the biggest I could see them doing, and I'm not saying I expect it. I'm just saying if we're talking like the high end, like what's the absolute limit? Like if Sony was going to do something big, how far does it go? Maybe Naughty Dog's next game. But I still, I'm not convinced that that's going to show up. I think that is more of a, I don't want to say it's a pipe dream because it's not like it's impossible, but it's just knowing Sony the way I do at this point, I see them still being more reserved. And so I would say this, realistic prediction for the biggest thing Sony will show at the Game Awards, Wolverine. I think they re-reveal Wolverine with a nice long trailer that shows the story, the gameplay, and get people excited for it. I think the more unrealistic announcement from Sony at the Game Awards is Naughty Dog reveals their new IP. Capono, you're saying I don't sound hyped at all. I'm not trying to not sound hyped. I'm just trying to keep my expectations in the middle, where I am definitely looking forward to the Game Awards because it does seem like it's going to be a big year. But I also don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I've been down that road many times. A God of War Olympus Saga bundle. There was a rumor of that. Yeah, there was a rumor of that. And the rumor claimed that it's pretty much done and ready to go, and it'll come out between January and March of next year. So if that happens, that would be pretty sick. I would be excited for that. As somebody who didn't really get to properly experience all the original games the way that I would have liked to, that would be a day one buy. Absolutely. To be honest, I really do hope that's something like that rumor we had a couple weeks ago. I hope that's real because I think it's just smart, man. Like there are so many games that Sony hasn't brought forward properly that I think they need to. And I think all the God of War games are in that category. We talk about the idea of like a Days Gone remaster, and it's like, I mean, I like Days Gone a lot. I would love to see Days Gone in like Unreal Engine 5 looking insane and awesome on the PS5. But like, if you're going to bring that, you get like Until Dawn remake, stuff like that, Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like, can we get some stuff that like a lot of people have been asking for a while now? And I think the time has come. I think the time is right for like, here's the ultimate God of War collection. You don't need to stream the games to play them anymore. Like, that's the big thing. That's the big thing about the idea of this God of War collection announcement. It's that, like, right now, if you want to play some of these games, you can literally only do so through PlayStation's cloud streaming. And, like, that sucks. I mean, I guess it is playable, but it's like there should be an alternative option, a native option. MBG, this is the halfway point at PS5. It is. It is. And yeah, there's definitely still some negativity out there when it comes to PlayStation right now. And because of that, people feel like Sony has to show up big at the Game Awards. And I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. Like, we talk about how like, oh yeah, Sony needs to get people excited again. But then at the same time, it's like Sony's stock is higher than it's ever been because of PlayStation. Like that's a literal report that came out today. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, they're riding high right now. So I'm not so sure that they're going to feel like they got to come out and bust the door down and, get everybody super hyped. But I do feel like they have to do something for sure. You think a God of War collection would be day and date on PC? Probably. Yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't be. You already have God of War 2018 and Ragnarok on PC. So, it would be kind of strange if they made that collection and they're like, that's not going to PC. I mean, maybe at first it'll be like maybe it'll be on console and then like a couple months later, 6 months or a year, maybe they'll bring it to PC, or I think they should just do it at once. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Why not? For $70 or $40? Well, if it's going to be, the rumor was the collection of games, we're looking at 6 games. 6 games. Maybe, I think $60, not 70. I think 60. I don't think it would be 40. I'd be shocked if it was 40. That'd be awesome. 6 games for $40. That'd be awesome. But I'm thinking more realistically, if that collection does exist, if it is going to come out next year, I'm thinking it's going to be a $60 bundle. And to be like basically $10 per game. And I think that's fair. I would have no problem paying for that. Chase, you're saying if wokeness takes over GTA, I'd pass on it. I think a lot of people are thinking that way right now, but we need to just wait and see. I do think that it is, at this point in time, it's important for people to just wait and see, because I think too many people are jumping the gun. Too many people are assuming things without actually having the proper knowledge, or, actually having proper sources. And so I think it's just a matter of we won't know until we know. And it's up to Rockstar, and this goes for any other game. Like we think about Insomniac with Wolverine, it's up to them to show their game and make it clear like what they're going for. And the only thing that exists right now for GTA 6 is trailer number 1. And I thought that trailer was awesome. There wasn't anything I saw in that trailer that made me go, "Oh, I'm not excited," or "I'm less excited." No, my excitement for GTA 6 has not wavered at all. And until the day comes where I see something that makes, like, from Rockstar, that makes me feel like my excitement is going to waver, then I'm just going to wait patiently until they're ready to show off, you know. I mean, to me, the big thing, so many people are having this conversation about, like, is GTA going to be woke? And it's like, dude, I'm not even thinking about any of that. Like, I'm just thinking about, I want to see the gameplay, dude. Like, honestly, like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, I can't wait to see what the gameplay experience of this game is going to be like. And I think most people feel that way, truthfully. Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil 9 showing up at the Game Awards would be amazing. And this feels like the right time. We've been hearing rumors of Resident Evil 9 all year. There were multiple times we thought Resident Evil 9 was going to show up at, a state of play, and it never happened. I will say, though, Capcom has been known to reserve their Resident Evil reveals for PlayStation events, like state of plays. But I could see it showing up at the Game Awards. That'd be awesome. Everything we've heard about Resident Evil 9, it sounds like it's going to be sick. Leon and Jill, it's going to be on like some island. It's going to be like Japanese horror. Like, hell yeah. Chris Judge might be referring to Kratos maybe going to Egypt in the future, only to be audibly interrupted by Kratos' OG voice actor. God of War Olympus Saga trailer begins. I love the idea of that. I love the idea of their teasing the next. Wow, that would actually be really sick. I have to admit, that would be the sickest God of War reveal ever, where they're like teasing the next game. They're teasing the next game, and you think that's it, but then at the end they're like, actually, hold on. In the meantime, Kratos has already been to Egypt. Is this true? Kratos was in Egypt before coming to Norse. Comics confirm that. There's no reason to go back. If you weren't, all right, if we're not doing Egyptian mythology, what else could we do? What else do we think is likely? Yeah, I never read the comic. I didn't know that they confirmed that in the comic, actually. Celtic, Hindu, Muslim mythology, Persian, Aztec. Man, I guess there's a lot of different directions they could go in. Chinese mythology, Japanese mythology. IGN said secret level is trash. Does that mean it's good? So I heard the really quick, a couple things about that secret level show. 2 things I heard. I haven't seen it myself. Number 1, apparently the last episode is the PlayStation episode, and apparently it's basically just like one long advertisement. From what I read, from what I heard, like, it's really just kind of Sony just hyping up their own games, and it's not really anything significant. It's just I'll have to see it for myself, but that's what it is, apparently. However, the other thing I heard is the Concord episode. Apparently, the Concord episode introduces characters that were not even in the game, and what people are speculating is that by the time it was out now, the game would have been in like its second season or something like that. So these characters would have been introduced at the same time. And that there's just something so cursed about that, man. Still talking about Concord. I'm so tired. No, I know. I'm not trying to bring it up for no reason. I'm just saying somebody mentioned Secret Level, and I did hear that this Concord episode is just like painful because it's just dude, I am so curious. I'm not gonna lie. I am curious to watch this Concord episode myself and see. Capone's like, that game really traumatized him, bro. Yeah, it did. It did. Concord was done dirty. But we'll see how it is. A lot is riding on GTA 6. The platform holders are expecting millions to upgrade from PS4 to Xbox One to current gen for this game. If it ends up not meeting expectations, casuals will just stick to last gen. I agree with that. I think the biggest thing about GTA 6 is that when it does drop, it is basically going to be, I think, what signals the end point of supporting last gen in a meaningful way. I think we were under the impression that happened a while ago, or it was supposed to happen a while ago, but it never did. But yeah, there's so much expectation on GTA 6. To me, it seems like the expectation for GTA 6 is essentially to just move the entire industry forward in one big push. I think it can do that. I do. I can't wait to see. I mean, obviously, everybody is excited to see more GTA 6, but I can't wait to see the actual, like, real reaction to the game, because I feel like the first trailer for GTA 6, for as big as it was and for as many views as it got and as much hype as it got, I just don't think we're really going to see the hype cycle reach its full potential until we see the actual gameplay. I think when they show the gameplay, if Rockstar does what we think they're going to do, I think it will live up to expectations, and I think it will move things forward. And I think you might even see a certain crusade from certain people to try to take the game down or diminish it. And I think we're already starting to see that. And I think they're going to get crushed. I think they're going to get absolutely stomped. And to be clear, the only way that happens is if it actually does what people expect it to do. And people are showing up. I have this crazy theory. I know it's a crazy theory. I have this crazy theory that people are attracted, and they've been attracted to the Grand Theft Auto games for all these years because of the gameplay. The open world sandbox gameplay and the attention to detail. That's my theory. And I think that that's why, right now you're seeing people, I think they're trying to convince themselves or convince others that, that this game is going to be something else. And I think that's not what's going to happen at all. The report also said there would be a big focus on GTA Online. I'm not surprised to hear that. Not at all. Yeah, GTA Online is going to be, keep in mind when Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar launched GTA Online 1, they didn't know what they had on their hands. They just didn't know. They didn't know it was going to be big. They didn't know it was going to blow up. I mean, I'm sure they thought it could be successful, but they didn't realize it was going to be their cash cow. And one of the most played live service games, in the world. Now they do know that, yeah, they're going to have big, big plans, I would say, for GTA Online 2. No doubt about that. Chris, you're saying you're playing Helldivers 2 on your Portal right now. You love the device. GTA 6 plus Ghost 2 trailers were effing amazing. GTA Online is like a dry cow being milked at this point. it does feel like a revamp, and GTA Online 2.0. It does feel like the time is right. I haven't played GTA Online in years. It's the burden Rockstar bears. So many open world games are released since GTA 5. They essentially have to revolutionize the genre again to meet even the lowest expectations. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, man. And I think the thing that's going to maybe, because we talk about all the upside to GTA 6. Are there any potential downsides? I think there is one downside. Um, the one downside is if GTA 6 does what it's supposed to do, and it actually like moves the entire industry forward and it revolutionizes, and it's like, holy shit, they did it again at a time like this. I think what it means and what it signals is that unfortunately there's going to be so many developers that get left behind. They don't want to get left behind. They're going to try not to get left behind. But I think like they're going to try to like we need to do that too, but I think that they will fail. And I think it's going to just become clear that like Rockstar and only like it's going to, as time goes on, I think it's just becoming more and more clear that there's only a few select studios in the world that can kind of do this type of stuff. You know? And everybody should probably stop trying to chase them. Subtext with a $10 super chat. Thank you for that, buddy. You're saying Concord got a special edition controller and a full secret level episode. I know they believed it was the next Star Wars, but I really need an investigative report on why they believe that. Just how. I know, dude. I know, Subtext. I try not to think about it too much. I don't know why they thought that. I really don't know. Maybe the head of the studio, the executives at Firewalk, maybe they were just really, really good salesmen and they had an amazing pitch. Maybe Herman Holst is just naive or misguided and really just was just totally blinded. I'm not sure. I don't know that we'll ever know, man. I don't know that we'll ever know. Here's what they do. Red Dead Redemption 2 actual sequel this time. GTA 6 writers were told to go easier on the jokes. Can't wait to see how that's going to go. I think it'll be fine, dude. I'm being real. Like I know that. Look, man. I know that people are worried. They're like, look, if they go easier on the jokes, then it's because they're going woke. And it's like, well, not really. Like we have no proof of that. We need to wait and let that play out. And I think it's entirely possible that GTA 6 could go much easier on the jokes and people will actually still love it just as much. I think that's very possible. I think it's entirely possible that they will go easier on the jokes and not go woke, or, in the way that people use the term and what they're trying to convey with that. I think that's very possible. I think it's actually very likely, to be honest. Illegal Monkey saying, MBG, I gotta say, love the mood lighting. Add some more in the future. How does the lighting look good? Oh, you mean the Christmas lights? You're saying that's kind of the definition of going woke? Yeah, I guess you're right, like technically. I mean, I guess really what we're trying to describe here is the fear that let me try to whittle it down a little bit more rather than just throwing the word out there. Before I do, though, Phoenix Strong, you're saying GTA 6, Elder Scrolls 6, Resident Evil 9, Max Payne Remake, Die Happy. Yeah, I don't think you're getting all that. Phoenix, calm down, bro. Calm down. Ty Bud, you're saying MBG, why they have to take our fun GTA, or I think you meant to say make our fun GTA 6 now woke. The edgy humor is why we loved it. Also heard there will be a lot of same-sex stuff like Netflix. I didn't hear anything about that, but there probably will be, honestly. Like, again, I think what GTA 6 is going to be, well, let me ask you this. And this isn't just like, I'm not just asking you, Ty Bud, but it's like a general question. And you're saying here to each their own, but not in our games, dude. Let me ask you this. If GTA 6 is supposed to be set in the year 2024 or 2025, it's Florida 2024, 2025, right? I think what we're going to see is a reflection of just real life today. And that's what's going to make people laugh. Because it writes itself at this point. Like, there's no reason to write jokes, because just taking what's happening in real life, putting it into your game, that's the joke. That is the joke. No satirization needed. And I think that that's kind of the thing that I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. That's my assumption. But I don't know if that's exactly how they're going to do it. But again, based off of that first trailer, did anything in that first trailer seem woke to you? Or did it seem like it was pushing any kind of agenda? Because again, that's the only thing we have right now that shows the game. And when I think about that, I'm like, I didn't see anything that made me go, uh-oh. What are they doing? I didn't see that. I mean, there were some people, like a few, I think a vocal minority, that were like, oh no, they're going to have a female protagonist now. And it's like, well, there's two protagonists, a male and a female, and it's like a Bonnie and Clyde situation. And to me, that's actually pretty cool. I like the idea of that. That's why I think it's just when we talk about diving a little bit deeper, yeah, I mean, we could just keep throwing the word woke around, but I think in reality, it's like, here's what people are afraid of. What people are afraid of is that Rockstar has been infected by bad actors, political activists, people who don't actually care about video games or the games industry, but are just there to push a certain message, a certain political message, and insert that into Grand Theft Auto, and make sure that when you boot up Grand Theft Auto 6, you're going to get hit over the head with that political message. And, multiple times throughout that gaming experience, they're going to make it very clear to you. They're going to make it very clear to you, like that, here's the message we're trying to deliver. And if you were wondering what our political beliefs are and what our political alignment is, we're going to make that very clear and put it on display. That to me is a valid fear, because that would ruin GTA. That would destroy it, just like it's destroyed some other games, but especially a game like GTA. But I don't think that's what they're doing, and that's why I think a lot of the fear that people have right now might be misguided or just totally unnecessary. Because it seems to me all they're really doing is they're just like, look, we don't really have to satirize anymore, because just look out your window. Just turn on the news. Go check your news feed. Shit writes itself at this point. So we don't have to do that. And we just don't want to make fun of. We don't want to We don't want to make fun of minorities anymore. And it's like, I'm not gonna. I don't know, dude. I've enjoyed some jokes. Obviously, I enjoy some comedy, but I would be just straight up lying Like, honestly, I would be lying to you if I said that in any way, shape, or form makes me less excited for GTA 6. I would be lying to you, because what that would be saying is that one of the main reasons I played GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, GTA 5, one of the main reasons I bought those games and looked forward to playing them is because of the jokes made about minorities. And that's not true. Like, it's just not. It doesn't mean I didn't laugh at some of the jokes that were there. It's like, oh yeah, that's funny. That shit's funny, sure. But that's not why I was playing the game. I wasn't sitting there just like eagerly waiting, like, what's the next joke, you know, that towards a minority, or they're going to punch down. I can't wait to hear it. And there were, to be fair, there was some shit that would come out of left field that would make me just go, oh my God. And that might be removed. And yeah, that's something missing for sure. But if they can replace it with something that feels like equivalent, but it evokes a different emotion or something better, I'm okay with that. As long as they're not just stripping things out of it and stripping it down and just making it uninteresting. That's to me, that is the real concern. That would be the real concern, is if they strip things down to a point in GTA where it's like, it's just not that interest. Like, it's not, it doesn't feel unique anymore. It just kind of feels like everything else. You know, that would suck. That would suck. Here's the worst case scenario. Here's the worst. I'll give you the worst case scenario. Before I do, though, Cypherpunk, you're saying Trevor was bisexual in 5 and nobody called it woke. That's true. That's true. Trevor, I feel like a character like Trevor is not going to exist. And I will say, I feel like that's stuff like that is like, I could see them being like, we're not really going to, like, I think those characters will exist, but I don't think they're going to be main characters anymore. Trevor's too much of a liability. Trevor was too insane, bro. Like, I think that's kind of what made his character so interesting in a way, is that, like, I didn't, like, at certain points, like, I hated Trevor, but then at other points, I was just laughing my ass off at certain things he was doing or saying, or just the absurdity. And in a way, it's like that laughter almost made me hate him a little bit less, you know? But then I realized, like, man, this guy is a straight lunatic and a bad person. I think Rockstar, if I had to guess, I think with these two new characters, Jason and Lucia, I think that's her name. I get the sense that with these two new characters, they're planning on trying to tell a bit of a more mature story, somewhat. It seems like it's gonna be like a kind of love story, like they said, like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing. And I'm like, okay, that's very different from anything we've seen ever in the GTA universe. So I'm all for it. A game about Florida needs a Trevor. I do agree with that. Konami announces a sale of Metal Gear franchise rights mid-Game Awards to close the show. Have a trailer with some nerd muttering threats and typing on a laptop while giggling to themselves suddenly. Yeah, bro, I feel like that took a dark turn. I don't know what happens after that. A bisexual character today will look very different to Trevor. That's true. That is also true. Yeah, you're right. They would definitely not write a bisexual character in the way in which they wrote Trevor. But that's kind of what makes it interesting, is that, like, I just even saw some people in the chat, they're like, oh, I didn't even know he was bi. Yeah, because that wasn't the focus of his character, because it shouldn't have been. And I just hope that, like, here, I wanted to tell you the worst case scenario for GTA 6, in my opinion. I do not think this is going to happen. I want to make it clear. I do not think this is going to happen, because surely the writers of GTA 6 are smart enough, or at least you would hope they would be, to realize that if you go down this path, you are I think GTA 6 will still succeed. It'll be fine, but you're going to burn a lot of people totally unnecessarily. The worst case scenario is not them deciding we're not punching down anymore, or like we're not going to make crude jokes towards minorities. That's not the worst thing at all that could happen to the game. The worst thing that could happen is it becomes clear that they're not going, like they're going to start making jokes at one group's expense, but not the others. And that to me is what I'm going to be looking for, because I'm not going to be about that, where it's like, listen, one of the things that did make GTA so great in this regard, and I don't think anybody can deny this, is that no one was safe. And that was kind of the point. That was the point. No one is safe. And so, you know, if we make fun of one group, don't think we're protecting another, or we're just cherry picking who we're going to make fun of. No, we're going to make fun of everybody equally. Don't worry. And so in a way, it kind of made it okay, because it's like, all right, well, yeah, okay, if you're going to make fun of them, but then you're going to make fun of me, but then you're going to make fun of them too, and then you're going to make fun of yourself, that's what makes it great. Some people are still going to get offended no matter what. People within those groups are always going to get offended no matter what. But there was this kind of like unspoken agreement that this is okay because you're not picking and choosing. If they were to pivot from that and start picking and choosing, but I don't think they're going to need to. See, I don't think they're going to need to, because if their goal is to basically say, look, we're not going to write the jokes anymore, really, like, you know, I'm not speaking literally here, but more metaphorically, like, we're not really worried about writing the jokes because the jokes are going to write themselves, because we're just holding a mirror up. GTA in the past tried to go out of its way. It had to. GTA had to go out of its way to satirize most of what it was trying to convey. It doesn't have to do that now, dude, because our world the satire has become reality. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's not going to be like, oh, they're calling out this group, or they're calling out that group, or they're shining a light on this group. I think they're just going to show it all, and they're going to they're basically just going to be showing societal behavior in the year 2024, and that in and of itself is the joke. Sorry if I sound like I'm repeating myself, but I just wanted to make it clear that the worst thing they could do is make it clear that they're going out of their way to handpick and cherry pick what they're going to make fun of and what they're not. Because to me, you can't have it that way. I mean, you can if you want, but it's a bad idea. You either are all in and you're punching in every direction, or you're just not going to punch at all. You're just going to take a step back, let the jokes write themselves. You know? Cypherpunk, you're saying first GTA game had multiple female avatars to choose. I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that. I never did play the first GTA game. MRPD, you're saying, MBG, are you going live an hour before the Game Awards, or like 15 minutes before? I'm probably going to go live a good hour or two before. I plan on like hanging out for a while for the Game Awards. You know, it's the last big event of the year, so ended on a high note. Social media is revealed to be the current Metal Gear. Wabu Dude, you're saying y'all really forgot that the Ballad of Gay Tony in GTA 4 existed, huh? You know what? That's actually a great call out, Wabu Dude. I did forget about that. I played that too. I think I forgot. I'll be honest. I think I forgot like most of it. But yeah, there are some things I remember when playing that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I still try to base all of my feelings, all of my expectations, I should say, not feelings. I'm trying to base all of my expectations for GTA 6 on what we have seen so far. And everything I've seen so far communicates to me that the goal of GTA 6 is to tell an interesting, maybe more serious in tone story between two characters, that being Jason and Lucia. But the world itself is simply just going to be a reflection of our current society without any without any level of hyperbole injected into it. And to be honest, that sounds awesome. That actually sounds awesome. The idea that GTA 6 could still be just as funny because it's literally just, holy shit, this is stuff that actually is going on right now. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, if you watch that GTA 6 trailer, one of the things that I remember they showed, and they were framed like social media clips, is like the woman, the old lady, I guess in like a robe, holding like two hammers. She just looked totally insane. Like she's gonna like beat the shit out of somebody with these two hammers. And like that's inspired by real life. This is what I mean. Like that is some shit that previously Rockstar would have had to go out of their way to write that and be like, this would be a funny scenario. Could you imagine something like this happening? Like, you don't have to imagine now. It's literally happening. In fact, I remember when that trailer first came out, I think there's like that woman that was like twerking on top of a moving vehicle, you know, while somebody was recording it. And I'm pretty sure that was also based off of like a real life viral thing that happened. And this is what's so interesting about GTA 6 is everybody was kind of wondering, like, how are they gonna satirize social media and the internet? It's like by just showing it. So I'm super intrigued, man. I have to say, like, I'm super intrigued. Yes, I said the word. Okay. You're saying every clip shown was inspired by real viral clips. I didn't realize it was every one. See, that makes it even better. That makes it even better, dude. Are they even do they even have to do work over there? They're just sitting there watching social media all day. You're like, oh, put that in the game. Yeah, put that. But can you blame them? Like I said, man, the game writes itself at this point. It's the ultimate commentary. While simultaneously not saying a damn thing. Oh my God. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the Joker tattoo guy. He was trying to sue them. You're right. Yeah, I remember I saw a couple clips of that going viral. The dude was trying to get his money while he could. Holy shit. Yeah. I can't wait, man. He lost big time. That makes it even more interesting. I didn't even know that. You're saying every single viral clip that they were using that was like from real life is also you're saying every clip was also something that specifically happened in Florida? That's very interesting. I didn't know that either. Are you sure that's true? I love that. I love that. Well, there we go. You're saying, well, one would hope that the game has some input from the writers. Yeah, I'm going to laugh after the game comes out. We find out that it was an AI that wrote the game. It was just an AI. You're saying, come on, it literally had alligators. No, I know. That's interesting to me because there were a lot of different clips that they showed in that trailer. The hype for Lego / Fortnite GTA. I saw that. Yeah, people were like, bro, we're getting Lego GTA before GTA 6. Bro, it's a jungle out here for real. We got Trump's second term before GTA 6. We did. You got the MBG head reveal before GTA 6. Hate to burst your bubble, but AI ain't going away and is only planting itself. Well, you know what? I put out this video yesterday, and it's funny because some people thought I took the video down because like I was getting heat for it or whatever. And like, no, I wasn't getting heat for it. People were actually in agreement with me. I took it down because it was just too different from my steady flow of video content, and it just felt very out of place. And I also had another video I was uploading later, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just save it for the stream. But basically, there's like this somewhat controversial situation that went down where it was discovered that Treyarch is using AI for some of their art. And apparently Activision is not willing to sign contracts with the current voice actors because the voice actors are saying, look, if you're going to use our voice, if you're going to use AI to replicate our voice, we want to be compensated for that. And Activision's saying, we're not going to compensate you for that. So now they're in the process of recasting some of the, I think, zombies voice actors. Cypherpunk, you're saying type in side by side for GTA trailer. You can see them. Oh, you know what? I should. Somebody, you're right. Somebody probably did put that together. I would play it on stream, but I would actually get. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. GTA 6, all real life Florida references. Oh, that's all. I'm going to have to check this out. I can't play this on stream where the stream will get copyrighted. For some reason, Take-Two Interactive is terrible. Terrible with this. You can only show like screenshots or they will copyright you. I don't know why. Eric from 850, member for 13 months. Thank you, buddy. You're saying, where's that guy that was always asking for a feat reveal a few years ago? Is that what's coming next? I hope not. I don't know. People mention him sometimes. I don't know. I don't know where he got off to. Maybe he found another YouTuber that was revealing their feed and he's home now. Cypherpunk, you're saying PlayStation got heat too for having AI art and games on the store. Yeah, I saw that was starting to. Somebody mentioned that earlier, and yeah, I don't know, man. AI is a slippery slope. Fred, you're saying the Devil Child saga has ended a while back. Yeah, bro. Devil Child was here in the chat not that long ago, showing off his 6-year member badge. I think he's the only one currently that has a 6-year. Fred, I think you're pretty close, though, actually. I think you're, like, right behind him. Gaming Survivor says, what's up, Totokis? El Unico, you're saying People Can Fly has 7 studios with 600-plus employees. Yo, I was just thinking about that studio the other day. You know why? I was thinking about that studio because do you guys remember, like, 2.5 or 3 years ago, there was a game that leaked out? It was a PlayStation exclusive game that apparently was in development, like, with Sony, and People Can Fly. Like, does anybody remember what I'm talking about? Where there's like this short, like 5 or 6 second clip of like a character with a gun. Yeah, it was like set in space or something. There was like this giant eyeball or whatever. Like, I know I'm not crazy, and this was a thing apparently. This was a game that leaked out, and it still hasn't been revealed. So I mean, maybe it was canceled, but apparently there was some type of PlayStation exclusive in development with People Can Fly. 54 months membership, but been subbed since 2018. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate that, Fred. Yeah, that's ride or die, man. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Well, are you going to go off on PlayStation if they don't show anything at the Game Awards? I mean, I'll be disappointed. Yeah, like I'll be like, damn, Sony, what the hell? I would be kind of surprised if they didn't show anything of consequence. But how I feel about the Game Awards is mostly going to be determined not by Sony, but by everything else. if Sony shows up and they show something awesome, yeah, that's definitely going to make it a win in my book. But if Sony has a weak showing, but you know, so many awesome games are shown, at the end of the day, the thing I care most, the thing I care about most for these events are how many good, exciting games, like how many good games that I'm excited for are shown. I do get a little bit more excited, obviously, when it's Sony because I've been, you guys already know how I feel about PlayStation, but I can get just as excited if it's like if Resident Evil 9 shows up, the Max Payne remakes, stuff like this that people are talking about. Like, yeah, all this stuff could make the show amazing. I think maybe Sony will show off Venom. Ooh, that'd be awesome. That'd be a bit of a surprise. Yeah. You were watching the Blue Box streams yesterday? Oh my God. Talk about some evergreen content, right? Never forget, man. Never forget. You want to see what Ben Studio's been working on? I want to see too. I'm telling you, man, it's so interesting to think. People keep saying they want new games from Sony, and what a lot of these people don't realize, and I don't blame them. How could they know? But what a lot of them don't realize is that Sony does have a lot of new games in development, like more than you would probably expect. It's just unfortunately they're waiting. They're very much waiting to show these games until they're all close to being finished. But yeah, you mentioned Ben's Studio, and like they're working on a brand new game, dude. I'm not saying we're gonna love it. I'm just saying it's gonna be brand new. And that's just one of many different studios that Sony currently has making a brand new game. Until Dawn 2, I don't think so. No, I think Fire Sprite is making Until Dawn 2, which I'm actually extremely excited for now. I have to be honest with you guys. I did not give a shit about the idea of Sony making Until Dawn 2 until I played Until Dawn. Now it's like one of my most anticipated announcements. I'm still in the process of platinuming Until Dawn, by the way. I think I have like 2 or 3 more trophies. Are they going to wait till the PlayStation 6 to announce anything? I sure as shit hope not. But they could. If they really wanted to, they could. And the reason I say that is because, dude, there's no pressure right now. I know that we see people, and myself included, Sony, do something, announce your new games, but it's like, Indiana Jones is a game that people are calling a potential Game of the Year contender. And it's a Microsoft published game. And it's coming to PS5 in a couple months. Like, stuff like that, if anything, makes Sony be like, maybe we hold off a little bit, you know? I'm not saying that gets me, that I'm okay with that, but I'm trying to just call it for what it is, you know? This generation is essentially over in the sense that it's a wrap. Sony won. At least it seems clear that they won, like I don't, and it's, to a lot of people, it feels like you get the sense that Microsoft is already winding down and prepping an earlier start to the next generation because they have to. Everything's a little scrambled, I would say. The competition is far from being high. And so because of that, I think it's just kind of led to this weird, awkward situation where Sony can just kind of take their time and go at their own pace, which is not always a bad thing, but they don't have to worry about, like I talk to you guys all the time about, like, when's Sony going to do more fanfare? But like, they don't have to worry about that. Like, listen, man, Sony wants to keep their fans, but they're not gonna jump through hoops every time the fan base is like, can you do that? And they're like, no, we're not. So Janky Jones. Bro, maybe it's too easy for Sony. Well, it's not that Sony, I think people just have to understand, it's not that Sony's sitting back and doing nothing. People have that, I think, vision in their head where they're just like, we don't have to do anything. We won. It's not that. It's that they don't have to do anything in this particular area right now. Hence why you see them. Like, when you hear Herman Hulse talk in his recent interviews, he's like barely talking about future games. Or he's like not talking to the core PlayStation fan. He's talking about like, we want to expand. We want to get our IP out there. We got movies and shows. It's gonna be great, and Astrobot. And like, you could just tell like that's really where they are right now, because this whole sector that we want them to pay closer attention to is locked down as of right now. It could change. Piper, you're saying, what exactly did Sony win? Because as a consumer, I like to play games. Well, again, it depends on the frame you're viewing it from. If we're talking about, I'm talking about it from in the framing of this generation started as a traditional console generation. 4 years later, it's not a traditional console generation anymore. And so because of that, you can remove the word win and we could just say it's over. That's maybe a better way to put it. Because you're right, it's not about who won or who lost. It's just about Sony is in a position in the console space and with their brand where they are not under any kind of threat. But nor is Microsoft. Microsoft isn't under any kind of threat or duress because they already were, and they had to make the tough call of like, do we just kind of bite the bullet? And they did. They bit the bullet and they spent the money, and they pivoted away from the console, or at least more so away from the console. And so ever since that happened, this is why people kind of say like, man, I'm afraid of Sony getting complacent and like getting too relaxed and just doing whatever they want. But the reality is Sony isn't under any direct threat right now, but they definitely will not be able to just do whatever they want. And anybody who, listen, if Sony's dumb enough to think that they can do whatever they want, they're going to fuck around and find out. And they're going to learn the hard way. But I think they're smart enough to know that they can't just do whatever they want. Sony's at a position right now where I think they have a general understanding of what they need to do to keep their current player base mostly satisfied and happy. But they're also, like I said, they're in this pursuit of like, we are getting more revenue and more money from our current customer base. So the growth is not in volume. We're not getting more people on board at a high rate. We're not just like onboarding new customers constantly. But what we are doing is getting more money from each customer that is here. And that has made the brand extremely strong. But it might not stay that way forever. In fact, it probably won't stay that way forever. And they understand that. So they're trying to play two different games at one time, I guess you could say. And they're going to attempt to win both games at the same time. Not an easy thing to achieve. Certainly not. But it's funny because like I saw this comment from somebody on Twitter today where they were like, come on, be honest. Are you really happy with PlayStation these days? Like, are you really happy with what they're doing? Because I feel like they haven't been doing anything. And it's just genuinely interesting to me to ponder that question for a moment, because it's like, well, let me think about it. And like, if I were to actually reflect on this entire year, the last 12 months, and how I interacted with PlayStation, like my actual console and playing video games, it's like, I played a lot of PlayStation games, and I put a lot of hours into a lot of these PlayStation games on top of all of the third-party games I played. So it's like, yeah. No PlayStation Showcase for the 30th anniversary was a wild decision. Yeah, I have to admit, is kind of surprising that Sony really, like, they were just like, nah. Just because it's the easiest win in the world. It's like too easy. It's too easy. Sony likes a challenge. If you want to see something cool, Side Scrollers did an interview with one of the creators of Halo, and he speaks on modern day game development. Side Scrollers. I might have to check that out. But anyway, but yeah, man, I'm trying to be realistic about the Game Awards. No showcase for 2025 either. Dude, I would fucking laugh. It'd be funny at that point. It would just genuinely be funny where it's like, you know what? I hope there isn't a showcase just because I would just love to see. I'm like getting cynical to a point where it's like, I want to see my own tears. Like, I want to see the PlayStation fan base react to another year without a showcase. Listen, if there's one thing that is, I would say, perpetually true, it will always be true, is that showcases, and I agree with this because people were saying this and I agree with it. Showcases do not matter if you are getting games to play consistently. It's true. It's true. Like, and I say that as somebody who I like the pop. I like the pop. But there's no denying that at the end of the day, do you have games to play or not? What's the definition of insanity? Playing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different experience. Me as a Sony fan. I mean, what is it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Right? You feel bad for people waiting on showcases, play the games you got. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, dude, because like all the complaining I've done towards PlayStation this year, which a lot of it I think is justified, maybe not all of it, but it's just so funny as I like reflect on it. I'm like, I've complained so much, and when Until Dawn Remake was announced, I did not give a shit. I didn't give a shit at all. And I just decided when it came out, I was like, I'll just buy it and play it. And, you know, people have been telling me for a long time to play it. And dude, I'm not kidding. Like, it has become one of my favorite games. Like, it is a standout game for me in 2024. Where I'm like, I fucking love this game. Like, I actually love this game. Like, I like totally understand now what people were talking about playing both the remake and the original. It's like this, I can't believe but it's so funny to me, like, because I didn't see that coming at all. Like, I didn't think that I don't remember how long ago Until Dawn for PS5 was announced. I think it was like 7 or 8 months ago or whatever. Actually, I think it was back in January. So almost a year ago. I did not care. I'm like, okay, this seems totally unnecessary. Meanwhile, it's like, yeah, little do you know, bro, this is going to be one of your highlights of the year. And so it creates this weird disconnect in a way where it's like I see that the majority of the internet is like, boo, we want new games, Sony. Tired of the remasters and the remakes. But like for me, Until Dawn it basically was a new game for me, you know, because I'd never played it before. And I wasn't even excited going into it, dude. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll see what it's all about. And I honestly expected that I was going to get like halfway through it or like a quarter of a way and be like, I'm just not feeling this. So I'm just, you know, I guess I'm just putting this out here that it's different for everybody. If you're somebody who wasn't interested in Astrobot, you're not interested in Helldivers, you're not interested in Final Fantasy, you're not interested in any of the remakes or the remasters, I think it's understandable. Like, if you're that person, you look at this year from Sony and you're like, this year kind of sucked. But at the same time, when I look at the output, it's like there were so many different games. It, like, at some point, it's like I got to ask, like, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like, what do you like? I mean, you're talking like Rise of the Ronin, Stellar Blade, Silent Hill 2, Astrobot, Helldivers, Final Fantasy, Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, if you didn't play that game. I mean, who didn't play Horizon Zero Dawn? But it's just like, at what point do we just kind of ask, like, Do you like what do you like? What and I feel like for the people who are most upset, I think what it really is it's like Silent Blade Bot 2. I think what it comes down to is those people who still feel that way. I think what it boils down to is it's like, but I didn't get my Naughty Dog game. I didn't get my God of War. I didn't get my new Horizon. I didn't get the new Ghost game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get my massive, AAA fucking banger. Devil Child 63. What? Oh man, Devil Child just stopped by to flex on you guys. He must have been listening in earlier. Devil Child drops 5 member gifts and says, show feet. Pay close attention to his member badge. That's a 6-year member badge. Dude, Fred Vance earlier was like, yeah, the Devil Child saga concluded. He was definitely listening and he's like, oh, really? You sure about that? Show feet. All right. Here, boss. They said show feet. There it is. Sorry. He's like, what are you doing, bro? Why are you doing this to me? Come on. Go. Get. But Devil Child, thank you for the 5 bomb, bro. That actually brings us up to 50 members. So I'm actually going to drop an extra 5 for you guys. Let me update this and see if it lets me. And there we go. There's 5 gifted from me as a thank you. Devil Child says I would do more, but I got to save up for that Skylanders remake. Yeah, man. Yeah, I did. I heard that Sony partnered with Microsoft and Activision, and Sony being the king of remakes, Microsoft was like, "You want to remake this game?" Sony couldn't pass it up. Couldn't pass it up. Chris B, a member for 51 months. Jeez, boss. Says, "Where's the Days Gone remaster?" LOL. Happy holidays. Apparently, it's coming, bro. Apparently, it's coming at the Game Awards. And Fred Vance. Fred wants to be my ADHD today as boss is trying to destroy my mic. He drops another 5 memberships for you guys, bringing us up to 55 on the day. I'm going to add that to the counter here. Fred, thank you so much, man. Yeah, appreciate all the support, guys. Really, it means a lot. We're definitely, I would say we're off to a good start. We're off to a very good start for this huge goal that I set. 1,200 members. I mean, we're still a ways away, but we got the rest of the month. So, very strong start. Boss, you are going to break it. Please stop. Please stop. Stop it. Dude. Stop it. He needs more treats. I'll give you more treats. You can have more. Come on. You just no, stop. You can't eat that. Look. There you go. More treats for you. My God. Boss is your mood right now. Wait, hold on. What did I miss in the chat here? I just see Fred saying we're going to make something swole again. We will make swole great again. The Drum Man is saying, how many times does it take to get gifted? Drum Man, yeah, I don't know, man. You still haven't gotten a membership gift. Have you been clicking, or did you try clicking any of the gift icons to make sure, and double check you are opted in to receive a membership gift. And Chris B, just to get back to your milestone chat, I would say happy holidays to you too, man. I do appreciate the support. Being a longtime member, that is. Hazelight Studios to reveal their new game at the Game Awards. I did see that was rumored. That does seem to be what's going to occur, which that'll be an interesting announcement. Their last game won Game of the Year. Hey, Tarnished says, it's simple, MBG. It doesn't boil down to having a showcase or not. It's about having a proper roadmap of games. Xbox has a roadmap. They have a vision. Sony seems to be the opposite. They're conflicted. Yeah, I do agree with what you're saying, Tarnished. I think that there is a different... I would say there's just a different vibe. Right, I guess it's the best way to describe it. I mean, you're saying Sony's conflicted. It comes across that way because of how quiet they are, you know, where it's like if they don't know exactly what they want to say, then it kind of makes sense that they're just not going to say anything at all. And you have to ask yourself, well, if they don't know what they want to say, then that must mean it's because they don't know exactly what they want to do. And I actually do agree with that. I do think that is where the conflict stems from. It's the fact that I think Sony is in this process of like, look, we're kind of at an inflection point with the industry, and we find ourselves in the position we always wanted to be in, which is we are the top dog in the home console space. And we've been, you know, you could say that we've been here for a while. So do we continue to put all of our faith in that, or do we feel like things are starting to change to a degree where it's like we have to start kind of looking beyond that now? And I think that that's where the conflict comes in, where Microsoft just made that decision where they're like, yeah, we'll make a console, but this isn't the future for us. And I think that just made it so easy for them to be like, we're just going to show you all these games, and we buy all these studios and Game Pass, and there you go, man. It's right there. There's your roadmap. And there's no denying that Xbox does have a roadmap. But the difference I would say is that I've noticed it's not that Sony doesn't have anything planned. It's just that Sony seems to be very comfortable at this point in time with, we're going to show you things on like a quarterly basis, you know? So for example, I told you guys that as of right now, Sony doesn't really have any games that we know of lined up for the next quarter, January, February, March, or even April. The Game Awards very well could be where Sony's going to be like, here's something we're going to be putting out in February or March or something, you know? They could do another State of Play in January. And if Sony were to do a State of Play in January, what you can expect to see is, here's the next quarter, and then maybe at the end, a little surprise, little bonus from PlayStation Studios, maybe something a little bit further out, like Ghost of Yotei or Death Stranding. And yeah, it's not that they don't have any roadmap whatsoever. It's just, I'm telling you, man, it all just kind of boils down to, I think, Sony last generation was, again, just the opposite of what they are now in terms of communication. And I think it's just going to take an entire generation, frankly, of seeing Sony operate this way for everybody to just kind of accept and be on board that this is the new normal for Sony. And it doesn't, again, it's, I think sometimes people do confuse bad with different or alternative, right? Xbox shows games like Fable, and then 5 years later, it still isn't released. I mean, that's true, Ghetto God. Like, I think people do tend to kind of forget that, like, some of the games that Microsoft is, finally showing off and going to be releasing. And it's not to take it away from them, because if these games land, that's all that matters. But I think some people do kind of either forget or just choose not to acknowledge that, yeah, dude, Fable was announced in 2018. The initiative, the studio that's making Perfect Dark alongside Crystal Dynamics, announced in 2018. And again, it's not trying to take these games away, but it's like Sony doesn't have any games right now that were announced in 2018 or 2019 that we're waiting on. Like the only game that I can think of that was announced that has like the longest gap of time from announcement up until now, and we haven't really seen much, is Wolverine. And that's about it. Death Stranding 2 wasn't announced 3 years ago. Ghost of Yotei wasn't announced 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm just highlighting this because I think it just goes to show that like Sony is just not doing that anymore. I think Microsoft is still okay with doing that. And I think Microsoft can be okay with doing that because now they have so many studios that they don't have to, they'll always have something ready to show. Sony doesn't have as many studios as Microsoft. So because of that, it's going to take a little bit longer. And actually, in a lot of cases, for their studios, it's going to take longer. But I think people tend to kind of overlook the fact that let's take the 2023 PlayStation Showcase, right? That showcase that they did in May of last year was highly criticized, understandably so. Interesting to think that Ghost of Yotei could have been revealed there. No problem. They could have easily done the reveal of Ghost of Yotei at that showcase. One would argue maybe they should have, right? But they didn't. And I think that was very much intentional because they're like, yeah, this game's like 2 years away, minimum. That's too long. So I think really it's going to be a matter of how Sony handles 2025, 2026, and 2027. And when they want to announce these games, I mean, that's anybody's guess, but I think it really just comes down to how close these games are to being done. That's my honest to God guess. I think like we've talked about it ad nauseum, and I do apologize for repeating the point once again. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but it really, again, like Astrobot could have been revealed at any moment, but they're like, how about we just reveal it 3 months before we release it? And to me, that's just so different. Like, so I don't recall Sony ever operating that way. Like 3 months. That really, like, yep, 3 months. We're announcing it, and then boom, it's going to be in your hands. And I just feel like if you think about the PS4 days, Sony would have never done anything like that. We would have, if this was like the PS4 days, we would have known about Astrobot like at least 2 years in advance. We would have learned about it in 2016. It would have came out in 2018 or something like that. We have Kyle, using his milestone chat, a member for 16 months. Thank you for that, Kyle. Saying Xbox is all bark, no bite. Sony is silent because it's the dog that barks when it's about to bite. Big difference between these two animals. Yeah, I mean, I will say, Kyle, I do think things are slowly changing for Xbox. I mean, when you frame it using the analogy that you use where it's like, all bark, no bite. I think for a long time, Xbox has been all bark and no bite. And I think they got kind of wrecked because of it. I think that, guys, I remember there were just years of just every time June would roll around, people would compile the quotes from Phil Spencer about the next E3 or from that previous E3. And people would always just laugh at them for that because it's like, bro, stop talking. Like, show something good. Release something good. Like, we're done here. And I think ultimately it caught up with them, in that like you have like 6 or 7 E3s, maybe not that many, but like 4 or 5 E3s in a row where it's like, I remember there was one E3 where Phil Spencer or somebody at Microsoft made the comment where like, I'm more excited about the games we didn't show. And people were like, what the what are you talking? What? You know, and it was so weird, but it was because nothing was ready. Not only was nothing ready, but they realized, shit, we need to buy more studios. Sony, you know, I mean, they bought studios too, but in the same way that just because Microsoft buys studios doesn't mean, like, for example, Microsoft owned Bethesda for multiple years now. Didn't mean Indiana Jones was ready to go. That game still needed years to cook. And I think, you know, it's just when we look at the studios that Sony bought, like Firesprite, Bluepoint, Housemarque, it's like, yeah, they're going to need that too. They're going to need that too. But I don't know, man. I kind of am in this weird place at this point with Microsoft where it's like, my feelings towards them are, I'll be honest, it's not even that I'm indifferent to them. It's just that I don't view Microsoft the same anymore ever since they got Activision, because they're not the same. To me, they are a publisher. And there are like these random moments where I want to kind of talk about Sony and Microsoft in the same context that I did previously, where it's like, it's competition and they're fighting each other and they're clashing. But it feels now, it's more like, let me compare Sony to Ubisoft, or let me compare Sony to EA. I've never been interested in doing that, because it's like one's a publisher, one's a platform holder. And I know that Microsoft is still a platform holder, but it sure just doesn't feel like it anymore. And so I just can't help. It's like Indiana Jones is out. And, you know, I see a lot of like Xbox players celebrating it, which is fine. They should be celebrating it. Like, you guys waited long enough to get this type of game that's like, man, is this a game of the year contender? Yeah, it might be. I haven't played it myself, but a lot of really good word of mouth and it's very positive reviews. And it's like, if this was a couple years ago, this would be like, holy shit, bro, they got their Indiana Jones out. Sony, when's your next Uncharted coming? Because Microsoft is catching up. Like, they're doing something now. You see? But it's not like that anymore, because now what the conversation is oh yeah, sweet, that new Indiana Jones game for Microsoft, that the one that's coming to PlayStation 5 in a couple months. You see what I'm saying? It's like, there's no reason, like, it's like, if Sony has zero pressure to be like, oh shit, they're encroaching on our territory. No, they're not. They're literally going to give you that game. So this potential game of the year contender is also going to be available on PlayStation. And Sony knows, like, so wait, hold on. We don't need to make another Uncharted right now. Like, we don't have to rush out and make an Uncharted that's going to smack the shit out of Indiana Jones. No, you don't. You could just do it whenever you want, because you're getting that game. And that's what I mean when I say that, like, I just can't view it the same way anymore. Sean Mitchell, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, buddy, with your super chat. You're saying, just tuning in now, MBG. It's been a minute for me. How are you? Well, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well too. Saying, did you see the 28 Years trailer today? I did, and it looks amazing. 28 years later, I'm stoked, man. I feel like that movie was announced they announced they were making that movie just a couple months ago. So it's weird to already see a trailer, but yeah, that's a day one watch for me. I'll probably go to the theater to see that. Looks awesome. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate the super chat, buddy. Fred, you're saying you're more excited for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 hitting in February. I've been hearing some good things about that game. But yeah, you know, just to kind of round out the conversation, or the point I was trying to make, maybe Microsoft will be more aggressive in the coming months and years, and we just don't know it yet. I saw today, Sony released their upcoming 2025 games. It's like a 2.5-minute trailer where they're showing like a bunch of games that are coming in the first half of 2025. This is something Sony's been doing for a couple of years now. One of the games that they showed was Doom, the new Doom. And I almost forgot. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, shit, that is coming to PlayStation. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean, where it's like, all right, here we go. Irfin's on it, bro. Irfin's living on that Reddit. Irfin's like, MBG, go check the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit right now. Irfin's always here, man. He's always here. As soon as something drops, he's like, MBG. All right, let me check. Jason Schreier, I can't speak sometimes, on Kinda Funny, said that there are 2 things at the Game Awards he's aware of that will make people go, holy shit. Let me see. So we have another insider. I mean, let's face it, Jason Schreier is probably the most credible insider out there, whether you like him or not. He's accurate. He's now hyping it up, saying there are 2 things that are going to make people go, holy shit. Let me see what he says. Where is the timestamp for this? It's still live. Once the video is fully uploaded, I will put the exact timestamp. Of course, one of the first comments is Concord 2. Dude, Sony's never going to live Concord down, bro. Sony's never going to escape Concord. Herman Hulse he's like waking up in cold sweats. Yeah, I don't see the timestamp, so I was gonna play the clip, but I don't. It's an entire stream. If anybody has the timestamp, let me know. I'll play that section of it. But there we go, man. Jason Schreier's throwing his hat in the ring, saying there are at least 2 things at the Game Awards that are gonna make people go, holy shit. Maybe it's starting to. We're starting to see why Jeff Keighley's being so quiet. All right, thank you, Irfan. Yeah, let me know if you end up finding it. I think we're starting to discover why Jeff Keighley's being so quiet and tame with the Game Awards, because I think he knows that, like, I don't have to say anything. What do I think they are? Ooh, I don't know, man. I mean, we've been talking about this, right? It feels like it could be anything, but 2 things that would make people go, holy shit. I mean, I feel like it takes a lot these days to make people go, holy shit. GTA 6, easily one of them. You're saying one of them has to be a Sony game. I'm not jumping to that conclusion, man. But it would be nice, wouldn't it? I'm not, dude, he didn't specify anything. He didn't say whether it's, you know, like something third party, something Microsoft, something Sony. I don't think Nintendo really does anything at the Game Awards. Usually. Not that I recall. So, like, you know, people, yeah, I mean, a lot of us are PlayStation fans here, so I think a lot of people are thinking it's going to be Naughty Dog's game. It's going to be Sony. What if it's Microsoft, dude? You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. We don't know. I will say, the one thing I will say, not in an effort to get people's hopes up, but just to point it out and just make sure everybody's aware, which I'm sure you are. It's been a long time since a lot of Sony studios have announced new games. So, like, I think that inherently increases the chances of, like, you know, again, when's the last time Naughty Dog announced a brand new video game? You want to know how long it's been? Do you want to know how long it's been since Naughty Dog announced a new video game? 2016. That's how long it's been. Yeah. I'm not talking about a remake. I'm not talking about a remaster. I'm talking about a new video game. 2016. So to say that it's time for Naughty Dog to reveal a new video game would be an understatement. I mean, Santa Monica Studio, I wouldn't expect them to show up because it's like they just, they shipped Ragnarok and they did a DLC and they showed the DLC last year. Like, I don't think they need to show up. But like, here's another one. Would Blue Point Games cause people to go, holy shit? I don't think so. I mean, I think Blue Point Games would be huge. Like, oh man, this is Blue Point Games and their new IP. I think that would make people go, oh my God. But I don't think that would be like a holy shit. But if it, could be something like The Witcher 4, man. It could be a lot of different things. Blue Box. Yeah, dude. Could be Blue Box. Bloodborne. Dude, oh my God. If something Bloodborne related shows up, that would be a holy shit moment. But I don't think it's that. Fizzin', no, I don't think I think it's too early for that. Barlog was doing his game and didn't partake in Ragnarok. That is true. Yeah, that new IP that Santa Monica's been making has been in development for a long time. Shit, man. I don't know. I don't want to get overly excited. I don't want to get overhyped. You know what I mean? I would love for one of these big things to be something Sony related, but it's just that I've been saying, every year, this is going to be the time. This is it. And then it's like, nope, not yet. Sorry. Knack 3. Oh shit. Hello, Leia. Knack 3. Don't do it, MBG. Just allow yourself to be pleasantly surprised. I don't know, man. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the hype. It's creeping in. I don't know, man. If Jason Schreier's hyping shit up, it must be pretty big. I'm not going to lie. Like, if Jason Schreier's hyping it up, then there must be some good shit. Because he doesn't fucking hype anything up. Like, ever. And to be fair, he's not like being like, oh my God, you guys are going to shit your pants. Like, he's not saying it like that. I mean, he's just saying that, like, it's going to make people go, holy shit. So I do need to speculate right now. Don't listen to others. Speculation's fine. I don't mind speculating. Just as long as we understand that I'm just throwing stuff out there that it may or may not be. GTA 7. Yep. GTA 6 canceled. We're just going right to 7. We rebooted the development. It's going to take another 15 years. Would Wolverine count as a holy shit moment? I'm going to say no, only because we already know about the game. I think it could be a big moment. I think if Wolverine were to show up, a new trailer, gameplay looks sick. It's like, yes, this is awesome. I think it would be big. But I don't think it would be, well, I don't know. I guess what I mean to say is I don't think Jason Schreier would consider a Wolverine trailer a holy shit moment. I don't think he would consider it that. I don't think that's how he would have framed it or worded it. A standalone Venom game, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I just my read on this is a holy shit moment is like something you just kind of can't believe. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. And there's like, I'm not saying that things like a Venom game or Wolverine trailer or like Blue Point or Housemarque, I'm not saying any of these things like it would make me go holy shit, but I'm thinking more broadly. Like what makes everybody collectively at the same time go holy shit? I feel like there are truly only few studios and a few games that can really achieve that. Hassan Hassan and Kojima walk out together and say, "Kept you waiting, huh?" Dude, that would be beyond a holy shit moment. That'd be a fucking stroke moment, dude. Like, I'm falling out of my chair. Somebody call 911. Oh, come on, boss. You got your cat treat saliva all over my mic stand. I'm gonna have to wipe that off. GTA 6 2 GTA 6 trailer 2 calling it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm considering Jason Schreier's now chiming in. I'm really starting to think it will be GTA 6. I'm starting to think Half-Life 3. I mean, dude, people have been talking about it. How long has Silent Hill F been in development? Oh yeah, that's been in development for a couple years now too. Left 4 Dead 3. Oh my god, that would be a holy shit moment for me. Left 4 Dead 3. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Valve's new console. I mean, there's no denying. Listen, there's no denying Naughty Dog, a new Naughty Dog game. That's not The Last of Us. That's not Uncharted, but something brand new. I mean, something just brand new. There's no denying that would be a holy shit moment. It would be. And I said earlier that I said earlier that an unrealistic prediction is Naughty Dog's new IP. I'm going to say that gets a little bit more realistic now. A little bit more realistic. Statements like this are a double-edged sword, especially since every player has a different definition of holy shit. To me, it would be the announcement of a new BioShock, but I doubt it will be there. But since Jason Schreier has pretty good connections inside of PlayStation Studios, I think that at least one of those games will be either a new Naughty Dog game or a new Santa Monica game. Interesting. So some people on Reddit are speculating that it actually will be Sony. One of these games is going to be Sony because of the connections that Jason Schreier has with Naughty Dog. That is true. I didn't consider that. I did not consider that. Chris Brown, you're saying either old IP revival or new IP from a massive developer. I'm hoping for a new IP from a massive developer. I mean, I would be okay with an old IP revival as well, but I just feel like the timing is right. Mrs. MBG says, "Are you going to wear your It's a Hideo Kojima Miracle shirt?" If we can find it. I don't know what happened to it. It's buried somewhere, but I will wear that shirt. You know what? It's going to be pretty stupid if I wear that shirt though, and he's coming out and talking about the Xbox game. Not that I'm not going to play it. I am going to play it, but it just looks weird, you know. Would a Bloodborne remaster be a holy shit moment? Oh yeah, I got to wear the mullet as well. I don't know where that got off to either. I still have the clown wig though. I could wear the clown wig, but I don't know if it'll be appropriate this time. Wear a green hat just in case. Metal Gear Solid release date. Yeah, would love to see that. Man, now I'm really curious now. Half-Life 3 is one of them. It makes sense timing wise. I mean, dude, people quite a few people think it's going to be Half-Life 3. And I don't know what to make of this. Like, I haven't been following it that closely. I mean, is it happening? Like, is this real? Is this real life? Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, they say, we have a message for you about our recent PlayStation 5 Pro update. Our team is working on addressing the issue introduced with the PlayStation 5 Pro update. On December 12th, we will deploy a hotfix allowing PS5 Pro players to choose between enabling or disabling PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. With PSSR disabled, the game will use the same upscaling technology as the PS5. While the PS5 Pro quality 60 FPS mode will still be available, PS5 Pro players will be able to toggle between the base performance and quality modes. We will continue to improve the quality of the PS5 Pro quality mode at 60 FPS using PSSR. We will let you know as soon as we can share more. All right. Well, not the most exciting thing, but it's good to know. They're on it. I just saw that People Can Fly. We mentioned them earlier. They announced they're laying off more than 120 of their staff. All right. All right. Sorry for the dead air. Planet Schlorpian, you're saying make a GTA game set in Philly. Show us crazy PA. Yeah, that would be awesome. I don't know. I could see them one day doing that, like 30 years from now. I mean, we know GTA 6 is Vice City again, their take on Florida. It does. I mean, you do kind of have to wonder, like, what would they do for GTA 7? I mean, we're nowhere near that at all. I mean, we're literally probably decades away from that, but I wonder where they would go next. We'll be living in GTA by then. Yeah, probably. You're probably right about that. It's funny, dude. God, I'm telling you, like, I've been talking to you for a long time about how I'm gonna delete my Twitter. Well, I might not delete it, but I'll abandon it. I'm gonna abandon it because, oh my God, like the shit I read is just nuts. Like, I put out a report, or I quote tweeted a report from VGC where it says, well, let me just read it word for word. The report says Sony shares hit a record closing high on Tuesday thanks to growing optimism for its PlayStation business and other entertainment units. And I quote tweeted this and I said, yet you will see people on this app earnestly tell you PlayStation is in trouble. Meanwhile, I get these comments from people. And again, it's never the comments, bro. It's never the comments. Anybody can leave a stupid comment. They're all over the place. It's when stupid comments get upvoted that's the part that's like timestamp 3335. All right, thank you, Irfan. I appreciate that. But this person replies and says, Sony isn't just PlayStation, bro. You know they do other stuff too that they need to fund as well. Sony isn't broke, PlayStation is. Reading comprehension is critical. It is. It's like, dude, reread the headline. Okay, just reread it and then delete your reply. And to all the people who upvoted your reply, do the same. Reread it and retract your like. because it's like I can't deal with the stupidity. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, the number one thing driving me to want to delete my Twitter is the stupidity. It's not even the bullshit anymore. The bullshit is everywhere. But yeah, it's like everybody on Twitter is turning into smooth brain. So, like, everybody's brain is getting smoother by the day on this app. It's like I can't deal. Like, it's making my brain smoother by reading this shit. They're bots. When you say bots, I'm assuming you mean actual, like, bots. Like, they're not even real people. They're just random internet bots. Just moved to Blue Sky. I don't know. People have been talking about Blue Sky, but people are seemingly associating Blue Sky with, like, you know, the left-leaning it's like the left-leaning political Twitter now, but I don't know if that's I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true or not. I heard some people saying that that's not what it is. That actually it's a chiller version of Twitter where people are not insane, or at least it's not all over the place. Like, because dude, Twitter's insane, bro. Like, I've been on Twitter for years, and I'm not kidding when I say I don't know what the fuck happened in the last, like, 6 months. Just respond to all these things with that gif of Patrick nailing a piece of wood to his head. I should. You're right. I should. I'm afraid to even reply, though, because it's just like I'm giving them attention to some extent. Oh my God. Yeah, PlayStation's broke, man. PlayStation's broke. Don't you get it? Even though PlayStation's the number one thing driving their success and their new peak and their new high on the stock market, they're broke. You can't make this shit up, dude. You cannot make this shit up. This one guy leaves a comment. He says, if you're using X, then you know that PlayStation and Xbox fanboys are equally toxic. I actually agree with that. I agree with that, dude. Like, I see it. And because I follow so much gaming related stuff, every time I like go on the app, the first thing it shows me are like insane fanboys, like insane fanboy profiles for both Xbox and PlayStation fighting each other. That's the first thing. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I'm just trying to get some news here. And it's so bad, dude. And it makes me, and I'll be honest, man, like, I don't give a shit about the Xbox fans, because it's like, I don't play on Xbox. I don't really care about Xbox. What really makes me cringe the hardest is when I see people who are PlayStation fans. And they're just so stupid. It's like, please go somewhere else, dude. Like, go to PC, go to X. Maybe you do belong on Xbox. I don't know. Don't even, just quit gaming. How about that? Quit gaming. Because I'm so tired, man. It's like the people who are out here doing this shit, being like, I mean, just straight up dickheads for the sake of being a dickhead, while hoisting the PlayStation banner. It's like, you are literally damaging the PlayStation fan base and making things worse for everybody. So if you could just, like, go away. I'm telling you, man, all these, there needs to be, you know what there needs to be? There needs to be just a new app. Maybe X is that app, unfortunately, or Twitter is now that app. But there just has to be, like, there should be an app just called Toxic. I'm telling you, it would be a smart idea, because it's like, just make it clear, like, you know why you're here. Everybody's signing up for the same thing, and we're not going to hide it anymore. You're saying that's X? I know. It doesn't have to be that way, though. It doesn't have to be that way. I know. I don't want to face the reality that app already exists, and you are on it, bro. I don't want to face this reality. You're on X to watch the world burn. Bask in the toxicity. I mean, I unsubbed from Twitter recently. Like I told you guys, how the thing that really only kept me on there was not that long ago. It was announced like you could maybe try to make a little bit of money off your tweets, and I'm like, oh well, fuck, okay. I mean, let's see how this goes. And dude, I'm gonna be honest, like you don't make anything at all. Like I guess if you're somebody who's gonna use it either way, and you can make like a couple bucks here and there. And when I say a couple bucks, I mean literally a couple bucks. Like, dude, the most I ever got paid from Twitter, I think was like like $35. And you know what post made me that $35? I had a post that got 13 million views or 12 million views or something like that. I was like, holy shit. And the post was actually me asking, like, is Joel right? Like, was Joel right? And it sparked this massive debate and conversation. And it went totally viral. And I got $35. I'm like, dude, that's on 12 million views. I'm good. So you're literally making like a penny per like thousands of views. I'm like, yeah, this is stupid, bro. Like it's not worth the toxicity. If I was making like even just decent money. You're right, Chris. You're right. I'm not downplaying $35. Like I would like $35. Who wouldn't like $35? But when you consider, dude, that's off a mega viral tweet. As in, like, I never had a tweet get anywhere near that. So basically, other than that one time, I'm making like $4. I mean, like $4, $10. And it's like the shit I have to endure. You can keep it, Elon. I'm good. I don't need it. I'm good. I'm not saying I don't understand the value of a dollar, but man, this shit just ain't worth it. I would literally, I think I'd rather literally walk up and down the road until I just like, and just collecting like loose change I find on the ground. That would be less toxic. Easy E, you're saying someone should make an app called Snowflakes. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of places on the internet that could be labeled that already. I don't know. There are definitely people who are way too thin-skinned and offended by everything. I mean, you could say that's also X, bro. You could say that. But I'll give you guys one last reply. And then we'll move on from this whole stupid Twitter shit. Somebody says, "Can you honestly say you're happy with PlayStation lately?" Laughing emoji. Like, I'm a PlayStation guy, but they are not making good decisions lately. And then somebody responds and says, "I barely play on my PS5 as of late. It's been mostly Xbox and PC. I have to force myself to buy games to actually use it once in a while." Somebody says, "Dude is in denial. No AAA whatsoever. No roadmap. No showcase. Jim Ryan fired. Concord flop. Studios closing. Everything is okay with PlayStation." Somebody else says, "True. Like 0 games." Like, dude, do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is real shit that I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. They could be bots, but these are the replies that people are leaving. I'm a PlayStation guy. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. I'm a PlayStation guy. No, you're not. If that was true, you'd be busy playing games, bro. Why would anyone get paid for a tweet? That's a good point. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think Twitter was better when it wasn't monetized. I mean, I've tried doing the engagement thing. I don't want to call it engagement farming because you're not supposed to do that, but just basically trying to facilitate further engagement by asking simple questions. And I did that for a while, and I wanted to test, like, okay, these are the type of tweets that get the most views and most interaction. Is it worth it? And the answer is no, it's not. It's just a complete fucking waste. So, fuck Twitter, bro. That place is trash. That place is literally trash. It's like those fucking what are those like ferries like on the there's like ferries out in the ocean that are like ferrying all this garbage to landfills or some shit. That's basically Twitter. That's what it is. You're saying it's not just Twitter, MBG, it's Instagram. It's just as bad now, all social media. Yeah, well, I'm glad I wouldn't know. honestly. Like I'm limited to just YouTube and um and Twitter basically. And YouTube can be pretty toxic at times, but nowhere near. I will say YouTube is probably the least toxic I've seen. There are definitely corners of YouTube that get pretty toxic, but it hasn't been completely taken over yet, and I hope it doesn't, because that would be the worst. But these other places, just it's so fucking bad. But it's always important to keep in mind that as much as I bitch and complain, no one's forcing me to be there. So I try to keep that in mind. Yeah, I agree with you, Irfan. Let's listen to this clip from Jason Schreier. You said 33-35. Let me see. All right, let's listen in.
Etc. But it's the new announcements that everyone cares about.
Yeah, but during that, you asked, are we going to talk about the Game Awards? Do you have anything else you wanted to say about it?
I don't know. What are you excited? What do you think we're going to see there?
Well, so that's my number one question to you. Is this going to be a big one? There's that conversation.
All the rumors saying it's going to be a big one.
That's the conversation. I mean, have you seen those rumors?
God, what can I say without getting in trouble? So I know about a couple of announcements that'll be there, and they would definitely qualify as big announcements.
Cool.
That said, like, big announcements are games that won't be out for years. So, like, I think there's a good chance that you'll see one or two teaser trailers for a game that is like 2026 or even later in many cases. And if you look back, I mean, one of the big announcements like a few years ago was
that's the Old Republic.
Star Wars. God,
no.
Eclipse.
Eclipse, yeah.
Wonder Woman was announced a few years ago. That when that was announced, it was like literally nothing. It was like paper. Like there have been so many times when it's like this hype big teaser trailer announcement, and then you're not going to see that thing for a very long time. So I think that will be the case with a couple of things that I know about this year.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm very excited for this year. I'm always excited.
All right, so I'm glad we listened to that because it definitely gave us a little bit more context. And oh, you're saying there's more, Irfan? Okay, all right. I'll let it play through then before I give my take. PlayStation Pete with the super chat says, MBG, I'm replaying Stellar Blade. I love playing as Eve and love the music. Well, I'm glad to hear that, PlayStation Pete. Yeah, Stellar Blade was I would say one of the highlights of 2024 for PlayStation and just in general. It was a great game. So I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. Once again, PlayStation Pete. Oh, hold on. My YouTube studio crashed.
Excited though for the Game Awards. I like it. I think it's a good time. It's fun to hang out and, get hyped about the cool things, laugh at the stupid things, celebrate the games. Like I always have a great time with it. But I like when I would prefer the people that know something, the Jasons of the world, to be like, oh yeah, there's going to be some exciting stuff there. Than them being like, nah, there's not. You know what I mean? Like, so let's only if y'all are right, which I assume you guys are. So
yeah,
let's see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, there are at least two things that will make you guys reacting be like, holy shit, like I can't believe this thing is here.
That's
at least
fantastic.
2 things. I'll say that.
Dang. Story number 4.
Okay, all right. So that was the part. So the only thing I'm wondering now, the only thing I'm left wondering with him saying that is he was kind of framing it as like some of these bigger announcements are going to be games that are like potentially years away. And yeah, he said at least 2. So hold on, I got to let lay out. At least 2 announcements. So there could be more. I'm even more hyped. You're saying, MRPD, you're saying you're hyped as F for the Game Awards now? Might throw something on the grill Thursday night for the stream. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. So holy shit means games coming soon. That's the only thing I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm of the belief, like I told you guys, that Sony's only going to announce games that are very close to release, like a year and a half at most. But maybe not. I don't know, man. Maybe they're just not. Maybe I have a bad read or a wrong read on the way Sony goes about announcing games now. Maybe it's not a matter of we're only going to announce them when they're close to release. Maybe there is a deeper strategy to it where it's like we announced a few games earlier, like God of War Ragnarok and Wolverine, because we wanted to hype people up at the beginning of the generation. And then if you think about like 2023 and 2024, I mean, we can kind of people can criticize Sony where it's like you didn't have a lot of major game announcements this year, or at least not as many as we would have expected. And it's like, okay, sure. So how is that has that negatively impacted PlayStation? It doesn't seem like it. So they might be just kind of like, I don't know, waiting for certain moments to do certain things. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Where did this clip come from? That was from Kind of Funny. I think the Kind of Funny Games cast, they had Jason Schreier on as a guest. MRPD, you're saying it's your 8-month anniversary with your girl on Thursday, and you canceled plans for the Game Awards. That's some serious shit right there, MRPD. I really hope for your sake, for all of our sakes, that it's what dreams come true. I hope dreams come true, man. Yeah, I will be streaming the Game Awards. I'm probably going to do a longer stream for sure. The Game Awards are already going to be like 2.5, 3 hours, but I don't know, man. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a really long stream. So we'll see. I'm hoping I'm feeling the energy that day because I would like to do a long stream and hang out with you guys. Any news on your play button? Yeah, dude. So I went to go apply for it and I got rejected. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna try to apply again, but it said something like my channel was associated with too many. Like the way I understood it is it made it sound like my channel is associated with too many other channels that broke the terms of service, which I'm telling you, like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never gotten a copyright strike. I've never broken terms of service. And this is what I was reading. And I'm like, okay. They just don't like baldies. The comment/dislike bots. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's baldism, bro. I don't know what caused it, but yeah, I might try to reach out to them or something. I'll keep trying, you know, in the months to come. And if it keeps giving me the same thing, I might try to reach out and just get some clarification. Like, I would at least like to know, like, why? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? Because whatever they're referring to, I don't know what it is. You're saying the same thing happened to other YouTubers? I might have to contact customer service. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I thought it was just me. I'm like, okay. Maybe I'm shadow banned. How about a Stellar Blade movie? That would be interesting. The algorithm doesn't favor me. I must get into the algorithm's good graces. Dude, I feel like algorithms are just demonic at this point, bro. Does anybody else get that feeling? Like, they feel just not good. It feels like the general consensus on what people are willing to do to get in the algorithm, and then the type of shit that it feeds you. Like it just feels like they've become like demonic, and I'm like, I don't know that I want to participate in that, man. It's like I mean, obviously I make videos, and you guys see like I have to do something where it's like I got to try to make it seem like, hey, come check this out, guys. It's like I don't want to be that way, but it's like I have no choice, because if I'm not that way, that's literally what everybody else is doing. And if I'm not doing that, then people just be like, what? No. Just be like, no, that's okay. Careful, the algorithm is listening. Oh shit. I love the algorithm. The algorithm is amazing. Who dares question the algorithm? The algorithm only promotes what people click on. I know, man. And the truth is, algorithms, they are simple. The algorithms are not the problem. The truth is, the algorithms are a reflection of human nature. And that is what makes them so disturbing, because it reveals what it is that people are drawn to. Like moths to the flame, bro. It's not all bad. Look, I don't want to say it's all bad, because that would be disingenuous. There are times I get recommended good stuff, funny stuff, comical stuff. So it's not all bad. And it would be unfair and disingenuous to make it seem that way. But it's just, we could also make the argument maybe it's just a reflection of ourselves. But yeah, most of it is bad, seemingly. Like, for example, I notice when I start to build up my algorithm on YouTube, I always look through the recommended section, and I'm like staggered. I'm like staggered at just how much stuff I'm seeing. That's just like, why is this all bad? Like, not bad as in the content's bad, but like everything is framed in, like, I would say at best a question. And I'm okay with that. They're asking a question. And the idea is, I want to know the answer to that question, so I'm going to click the video. That's okay. That's like the high end. But below that, it just starts to delve into like dark shit, if not dark shit, just negative shit, if not negative, just stuff that I'm like, I don't want to be here, man. You know, like, I'll be honest, like that's how I start to feel. It's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to look through the recommended anymore, because I just don't care anymore. Because like it's getting too hard to find good stuff. And then, you know, of course, you have your subscriptions, and your subscriptions are, the subscription box is really good because it's catered to you. It's what you actively want to see. But there's no denying that we're always curious to know, like, what else could be out there, right? We're always curious about that. Don't forget the overabundance of gasp face. Yeah, man. I think, I don't know. One day, I might just take a stand against it. And I think what I'll do is every single thumbnail, I will be in it. I will be in the thumbnail, and I'll look like this. And that's it. Like it'll be this. I'll be wearing the same thing. I'll take one photo where I look like that, and I'll just forever put myself in that thumbnail. Every single video. Even on videos where I'm not even on camera. It's just going to be there. AI pictures. I've been seeing more AI thumbnails these days too. AI thumbnails, to me, I mean, I'm not like offended by them or anything, but I can just tell when they're AI. And we're not at that point yet where you can't tell. You can definitely tell when it's AI. And I don't know. Gasp face versus stern face. Oh, you know what? I could just do this. I can just make it look like I'm sleeping in every thumbnail for no fucking reason. Like, I'll never explain why. It's just there. I just want to do something that's just antithetical to what you're supposed to do. You know? Just because. Like, I don't know. I want it to catch on. Like, let's just change this shit up. Let's just start. Or here's another one. I got another one. I'll just put myself in the thumbnail with my back facing the camera the whole time. I'm not even going to look at the camera. Or I'll just do like a side profile. Just because it doesn't make sense. Because I want to fuck up the algorithm. I want this shit to catch on, and I want to see people doing this because it should happen. You know? Like, I'm tired of seeing the same, like you're saying, the same gasp face, and everybody, they got to smile, and I gotta look presentable. Like, fuck that, man. Everybody does that. We all know. But then again, I still tell people to like and subscribe at the beginning of my videos. So I'm just as bad. I don't know. The truth is, you do get punished, man. I hate to say it, but you do get punished. At least in my experience. Not everybody does. Some people are lucky. But you do seemingly get punished if you try to just not conform to doing what the algorithm and what everybody else has deemed like this is what you should do. And this is how you should approach it. You know, like you have to kind of adopt the prevalent methodology in order to be able to just butts in the thumbnail. I mean, I've been seeing that. I mean, that's different, but little predatory, you know? A little predatory. Patrick really likes this idea. That does work, though, surprisingly. It just works. Yeah, well, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Yeah, I don't know. Well, sometimes I've thought about like what I could achieve on YouTube if I just I've like thought about it. It's impossible for me though. Like I'm already established. I'm an established persona on the internet. MBG is an established persona, and I'm on camera, and people know who I am now. But I always just kind of thought like what if I just created a second channel and I just did the weirdest shit? Like I don't know what it would be, but just come up with some weird shit to do that's just really out there and present it in the strangest possible way. But I couldn't do it successfully without like hiding myself, because people would be like, anybody who did come across it, they'd be like, is that MBG? Like, the fuck? What are you doing? Just losing my mind. Hot chicken thumbnail, Sydney Sweeney video has nothing to do with her at all. That, you know what? See, now that's getting down to it, man. Like that idea, it's so messed up, but it's like, it would work. And I hate that. Like, I hate that it would work, dude. It would. I mean, in my case, I could just constantly try to find the most attractive characters. Like, it's just Eve is going to be in every thumbnail. You know, like close-ups of Eve in every thumbnail. We're not talking about Eve. We're not talking about Stellar Blade. But I just really need you to click on this video. Recording a boss just sleeping, no context. Should I give boss his own channel? You know, you might be on to something, Fred. Just recording boss sleeping for as long as I can and just putting it on a loop. Putting some relaxing music on in the background. We might be on to something here. Trick the algorithm to your advantage. 1 million views every video. Yeah. Well, YouTube is a strange place, man, but what corner of the internet is not strange these days? But I'll keep doing what I can here. I mean, right now, what we're doing, we got news videos, we got streams, Still, I'm going to try my best to keep up with members content, obviously, as the weeks go by. But we're going to try to see if we can do this Mrs. MBG reveal before the end of the month or by the end of the month. If it grows faster than any new channel, give me a cut. Sure, Fred, I'll give you your cut. I came up with this idea all by myself. Create a second channel that is Xbox centered, never show your face, and then talk shit on PlayStation. And then the MBG channel. And then wait till you hit 100K and then show your face and switch. Oh my God, that would be amazing. I could change my voice, never show myself, and just talk the most vile shit against me. And then I could call that motherfucker out. Be like, I don't know who this guy is. If I ever find him, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. How dare he say this stuff? And then, like, it becomes this big thing. And then one day it's revealed that, bro, that was me the whole time. Like, all that crazy shit that you thought some dude was saying about me, it was me. Only I can hurt me. I love how insane that idea sounds, though. That would be so funny. Creating drama and beef with myself and nobody knows it. To be honest, if that was a thing and it worked, I would never reveal that it was me. I would be so terrified to ever reveal it was me. In all honesty, because it's like, I don't think you recover from that, dude. Like, I could only do that if I'm retiring, which, like, guys, I'm done with the internet. I'm out. You know, I'm no longer on the internet. Then you reveal something like that, and it's like the greatest reveal ever. It's like the best way to just end it on a high note. The biggest twist ever. MBG's already doing this. Am I? Yeah. Where were we at? Oh, shit. I did not realize we were, MBG was Digital Foundry all along. I did not realize we are actually we're approaching the 3-hour mark. This is a strange conversation. I do agree. I do. Capono, I do agree this is a strange conversation, but sometimes this is where we end up after 3 hours. And usually it's a sign to wrap things up. You got to make review videos, man. That would be dope. Yeah, I know, man. I know. People have been asking me to do that for a long time. I used to do review videos, but I've fallen out of it. No promises. It's beast mode. No promises, but I will keep it in the back of my mind. And we'll see. We'll see if anything ever comes of it, if I ever decide to do them again. But guys, that's going to do it for today's stream. This is a good place to wrap it up. 3 hours, I think, is pretty solid overall. So before I head out, before I go, I just want to extend a massive thank you to everybody for watching. Want to give a big shout out to anybody who dropped membership gifts or super chats today. Specifically with the membership gifts, though, we're sitting at, where did we end at today? 55 members gifted, which is great to see. So yeah, we're striving for this big goal. It's okay if we don't hit it. I don't want people to feel pressured, but it's just a little something that I figure, we'll experiment. We'll do something a little bit different. We still got a long way to go to the end of the month, and we'll see if people, we'll see how close we end up getting to it. But either way, anybody who dropped membership gifts or super chats, thank you so much. I am only able to do this and keep the channel running because you guys make it possible. So sincerely, thank you for that. I also want to make sure to give a shout out to Devil Shooter, who does the timestamps for all the streams. So if you guys see him in the comments, show him some love, show him some thanks. I know he really appreciates it. And yeah, that's going to wrap up today's stream. The only other request I have for you guys as you're heading out is please hit that like button to help the stream out. MBG isn't even real. He's an advanced AI. How did you know? But yeah, all right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow with some type of content, maybe another stream as well. So be on the lookout for that. And then Thursday, obviously, we're going to do a long stream for the Game Awards. So, all right, hit that like button. I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, everyone.